Hey, what's going on, y'all? This your man Pristine back with another video. Here before you lies the LG V30. Now, my personal opinion, this is one of the most slept on, most disrespected devices that dropped in 2017. And it's still one of the best phones that you can buy right now here in 2018. Why so much disrespect, neglect? Why does this phone continue to get slept on? You know what I mean? Will LG ever get over that Samsung hump? It seems like they're always looming in the shadows of Samsung and can never quite get over that hump to be considered a better product than a Samsung device. That always seems to be the case. But in my personal opinion, if I had to choose between a Samsung flagship and an LG flagship, I'm more of an LG guy, and so I would choose the LG product. Now, I know that I've gotten bashed by my opinions before, and these are all subjective. You know, everybody's got a matter of opinion. Everybody's entitled to that. But here yet again, we've got another device that, in my personal opinion, was one of, and some may argue that the V30 was the best device that was released in 2017. But yet it still doesn't quite get the respect or the recognition that it needs. Now, we're going to start off with the spec sheet. This is my first initial thoughts and impressions. I just got this device a few days ago, and I just wanted to, share my overall thoughts and impressions with you guys about the device and go down the spec sheet, take a peek at the hardware, software, and go ahead and close the video out. All right, so thank you guys for joining me. Let's go. Now, spec sheet. First off, well, first things first, let's talk about the price. The price is $850. Actually, $840. I got it from Verizon. It's $800 at T-Mobile. It's sold at $799 unlocked. And I was looking for the phone to go on sale. It just, LG, they ain't really showing the love on those sales right now. There are some deals where I believe at T-Mobile right now you can get the phone buy one get one. They got a BOGO going on, but I mean, definitely check into that because there's definitely some stipulations that you may want to know about. It's not just go in and buy a V30 and they're going to hand you another one free. No, there's some stipulations behind that. Now, I know that Verizon currently has a deal where they're attempting to get close to matching that, where if you buy a V30 or an iPhone 8 or 8 Plus or the X, then they'll give you $699, $700 off of the second one. So that may be something that you guys may want to check into if you're looking at upgrading. I think those are some pretty good deals. If it's worth it to you to start a new line and to deal with whatever the other speculations that there stipulations that there may be. But the V30 here, it's got a 6-inch POLED display, 1420 by 2880 pixels. All right, we've got 4 gigs of RAM, 64 gigs of onboard storage. We've got a Snapdragon 830 processor. We've got a GPU 540, PPI pixel density 537 for all you techies out there. All right. We're running Android 7.1.2. My understanding is that an update for Oreo is supposed to be coming soon. I have no exactly idea when, but I hope sooner than later. And the phone is just a beast. It's got a beautiful screen. We've got a dual camera setup on the back. We've got a primary 16 megapixel sensor, and then the secondary wide angle lens is a 13 megapixel camera that again provides that wide angle 125 degree field of view. The front facing camera is still the 5 megapixel sensor. Now, this is a much improved 5 megapixel sensor over the LG G6. I understand the argument about, the shady picture quality from the G6 early on. I mean, it was really one of those hit or miss cameras. It had a lot of these cameras have a lot to do with the lighting, but with that particular selfie camera, for sure, the lighting had everything to do with the quality that photo was going to dish out in those moments. And so I'd have to say that this is a much improved 5 megapixel selfie camera, and you do still have the wide angle capability on the 5 megapixel shooter here on the V30 as well. All right, now, one of the main things that makes this phone unique is the fact that it's got some cinematography modes with the camera. If you're a YouTube creator, you create videos, or just, create videos for whatever reason, you're definitely going to want this camera, because a lot of the offerings that it has, you're not going to find on a lot of other devices. And if you didn't know, the V stands for video. So the V10, the V20, the V30 here, the V stands for video. So these phones are specifically tailor-made for video function. And a lot of the features and functionality that it possesses, you're not going to find on a lot of other devices. And so that was one of the main compelling reasons as to why I really wanted to get my hands on this device. And just overall, it's just a beast of a device. All right. Type-C connectivity. We've got Type-C port 3.1. And we've got quick charge 3.0. LG is claiming that this phone can charge from 0 to 50% in a half hour, and that seems to be right on par with some of the top phones that are known for fast charging. And so we'll definitely test that out. This phone is IP68 water and dust resistant. You can see that it is wireless charge compatible. I do have it sitting on my wireless charger here. And, you know, just to test it out, if you don't believe me, you see the little blue light. When I set it down, then you'll see the light is green right there because the phone is now at 100%. So we do have that capability. We do have NFC on board. We do have a headphone jack that has a 32-bit hi-fi quad DAC. And so for those of you that still like to plug in, trust me, whatever type of headphones that you have, whether they be premium, mid-range, or budget, this device and the sound quality that comes from this headphone jack is going to really, really push the quality of those headphones, you know, to the max. And you're going to get maximum sound quality from this quad hi-fi DAC. And so that may be another compelling reason why people want to gravitate more towards this phone. You know, if you're a media enthusiast and you like to listen to music or watch movies or whatever, and you like to plug in, you're going to get the best experience here as far as sound quality out of this 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. You're not going to find that on any other device. All right. So 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, Type-C connectivity. You can get this phone in Azure Black. This is the silver one. You can get it in like a raspberry. It's a raspberry color and some kind of like pink rose or something like that. I just recently saw a couple of days ago. I think it's like a Valentine's Day special that they're putting out. Or they were saying that it may be a perfect Valentine's Day gift because of the color scheme that it was, and you know, it looked pretty nice. But I'm not, you know, I'm not gonna be walking around with a pink or purple phone, even if it is a V30. I mean, you just got a purple or pink beast, pretty much. Now we've got Corning Gorilla Glass 5 on the front. We've got aluminum on the back, and it looks as though that the aluminum is cased in glass. It's got a little bit of a shine to it, and so if it is glass, I'm pretty sure that it is Gorilla Glass. But very premium look and feel. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get the phone up and check it out. Let's get the charger out of the way here. Okay, we do have always on display present here. As you can see, I've got my name there, pristine. Here's the time and the date. You know, nothing better than to just glance over at your phone and be able to look at the time, the date. Up here, you got the battery percentage displayed. And then we've got little notifications up there. So I've got a couple of notifications from SoundHound, one from my YouTube studio, another one from Twitter, and then another one from YouTube. I mean, so you can just look over and just look at your notifications. This phone also does have facial recognition, and it works really well. Now, we do have a fingerprint sensor on board as well. It is on the back where I prefer it to be. And yeah, this phone is just fully loaded. I mean, so again, 6-inch POLED panel. Here is our 5 megapixel sensor right here. This is our receiver. Now we don't have dual speakers on this device. We just got a single bottom firing speaker. It sounds nice and clear. You should not have any problems listening, you know, to audio or any kind of media at all whatsoever. You know, listening to your ringtones or your notification tones. All those things aren't going to be a problem. I mean, this bottom firing speaker gets plenty loud for sure. Would have been nice if it had a dual camera system, but you know, we can't expect that on every device, you know. But ear receiver here, calls, they sound crystal clear as if you were on a landline. And then go ahead and unlock device, and you can just see just that edge to edge panel. I mean, the bezels on the top and bottom are extremely slim. I have to say that this is one of the most attractive devices that came out in 2017. I mean, my three favorites were the Essential phone, the iPhone X, and then the V30 here, as the most attractive. You know, phones that are just head turners. When you see them, you're just like, whoa, what is that? You know, these are the types of devices that have you asking questions, you know, based on their cosmetics. You know, so I really like the overall build and the overall look of the V30 here. Now, I've got it in my little case here that I got from Amazon. You know, I think they charge these cases that they sell in the stores. I mean, just ridiculous. You know, I know you got your Tech 21s and all that stuff. You know, I think those would be recommended cases. You know, OtterBox, life proof for people that are more prone to dropping their devices and damaging them. But if you're like me and you're really careful and you very rarely drop your device, man, I got this case from Amazon, $7.95. I think with taxes it was like $8.13. Had it in a couple of days. You know, I'm a Prime member. I mean, so I get free 2-day shipping. Sometimes you get free next day shipping or same day shipping if you ordered early enough. So yeah, it's just a little soft gel clear TPU case. Definitely want to show off the phone's the exterior design of this device. It's a gorgeous looking device, and so it's a little clear case. I'll drop a link in the description so you guys can go ahead and check that out if it's something that you're interested in. All right, now to the right of the device, we've got nothing but the SIM tray. So we do have dual nano SIM capabilities, and again, it has an SD card slot which you can slide in the SD to expand the memory up to 256 gigs. And that's all that we've got on the left side, or on the right side, excuse me. Now, at the top of the device here is that 3.5mm headphone jack with that hi-fi quad DAC. We've got an antenna line right there, noise canceling microphone, another antenna line, and that's all that we've got on the top of the device. Now, moving over to the left, we've got our volume rockers up and down, another antenna line right here on the corner, and on the bottom we've got another noise canceling microphone, another little antenna line here. Here's our Type-C port for charging, and then here's the bottom firing speaker. Now moving to the back of the device, you can see we've got the LG branding right there, Verizon branding, fingerprint sensor, and then here's those dual cameras that I mentioned earlier in the video. 16 megapixel primary, 13 megapixel wide angle secondary camera, and then here's our dual tone LED flash with laser autofocus. All right, now facial recognition. Let's see if I can get this thing to pop up. Sometimes it says that you can just raise the phone in the locked status like it is right now. Just raise it to your face and it'll unlock. Doesn't do it quite all the time, so you still kind of have to tap the screen or, you know, swipe up, or you have that double tap feature to unlock, and then it just scans your face. So when you double tap it, it just brings you to the lock screen. You still have to enter in your fingerprint, your PIN code, or your pattern, whatever you got, you know, whatever you got it set up as, or you can do the facial recognition, which is what you just saw. Okay, so double tap to turn off the screen, then double tap to turn it on, and then boom, it just opens right there. Just opens just like that. I've got it, you know, facing my face perfectly to where, you know, it can just see my face and it unlocks the device. All right, so we'll go ahead and lock it, and then fingerprint, just a quick tap. You see that? Very fast. Okay, lock it, barely tap, and it just opens right up, and it works 100% of the time. Okay, so we've got a very, very snappy fingerprint sensor here. You know, very accurate facial recognition. I like the fact that you can use those simultaneously. Now, I'm not saying that you couldn't do it simultaneously on the Samsung devices, but from what I can recall, it would either allow you to do biometrics and a second form of security, whether it be a PIN code or a passcode or a password, or a fingerprint and a password, passcode, or pattern. You know, but this allows you to utilize your biometrics and your fingerprint simultaneously. So however you're feeling at the moment, hey, if you want to raise the phone up to unlock it, cool. If you just want to tap that fingerprint sensor, cool. You've got a couple of options to unlock your device. All right, so I like that a lot. Now, as I mentioned, this phone is a performance beast. 4 gigs of RAM, Snapdragon 835 processor. Everything just flies. All right. Now, if you scroll all the way to the right, I can't remember what LG is referring to this as, but this just kind of yeah, app flash, which to me is like, it kind of reminds me of Bixby, or like a Google Now. Improve your app flash experience with Verizon Selects. And so, you can customize the topics, and then whenever you scroll over to it, it'll show you your favorite news, sports updates, technology, the latest stuff with tech, all that kind of thing. So that's pretty nice. And most devices, I've kind of gotten used to Google Now, or if I had a Samsung device, then scroll over to Bixby, and it gives some really useful information. So I'm actually kind of glad that they've got that there. All right. Now, there's that facial recognition again. So you see how snappy and how accurate it is. So this is called App Flash. Scroll back to the left to get back to your home screen. Now, as you can see, I've kind of got the iPhone set up as far as having all the applications on lock screens or on home screens, but you can change that. So if you go into settings, okay, and another thing I like about LG devices is when you go into the settings, it gives you the options of how you want your settings displayed. Now, this is a tab view. I like the tab view because it gives you networks and then all your network settings, sound and notification. Then you got all your sound and notification settings, display. Now you've got all your display settings, and then general. You've got all your general settings right there. Now, some people prefer it to be in list view, which you just got everything in a list. Well, I see that list on all my Android devices, pretty much, especially if it's a stock Android. It's too much of a familiar look. I like to have it changed up. I'm a huge fan of Optimus OS, which is LG's operating system over Android. And so preferably for me, I like the tab view. Okay, I like to be able to see the options up here, and then I just know exactly what I want to go into. Hey, if I want sound and notifications, man, I click on that, and here's all my sound and notifications settings. All right. Now, what you want to do, if you want to get an app drawer, you want to go to display, home screen, and then right here it says select home. All right. You tap on that, and then it gives you home with separate apps list, which that's just been, it's separate apps, a separate apps list is the app drawer. They're just referring to it as something different. But if you choose this option right there, then you will see it. You'll have an app drawer, a little icon down here in the middle of the home apps that are on your home page, and it'll take you to your app drawer. And then you've got Easy Home, which is just a simple view. Nice and generic interface, nothing complicated or difficult about it. All right. So you definitely have that option. I like the fact that this phone also allows you to change the resolution. So they tore a page out of Samsung's playbook. Now, when you take this phone out of the box and you power it on, the default setting that it's on is Quad HD. All right. You can scale it down to 1080p, which is with the setting that I have it on. And then if you're not feeling it there, you can scale it down to 720p. All right. They all look stunning. This is a beautiful screen. But I like the fact that it gives you options as to which resolution you want to rock with. Okay. Now, I think this phone tops out at 600 nits. And so this phone gets plenty bright. You're not going to have an issue viewing. You're not going to have an issue with viewing angles looking at this device pretty much under any type of condition. Now, as I said in other videos, if you're holding the phone directly in sunlight, if you're in a well-lit place and you're standing where lights are just blaring off of the side of your phone, man, who's this? Remind me later. All right. Sorry about that, y'all. But yeah, if you're just sitting there just with lights blaring on your screen, then of course you're not going to be able to see it. Okay. And if that's the case, just change the angle of the device. I don't make a big deal out of viewing angles. Some people, it's like a major talking point for them in their videos. To me, it's corny. It's a viewing angle. If there's a glare on your screen, then just change the angle of, hold the phone differently. You know what I mean? If you're holding the phone like this and there's lights and stuff on it, as you see, am I going to continue to hold it like that? So I can't see what I'm trying to see? Of course not. I'm going to turn it this way. No glare. Just as simple as that. You know what I mean? So viewing angles, no problem. No problem on this device at all whatsoever. It gets plenty bright. You're not going to be able to, you're going to be able to see this device under pretty much any condition. Now it's got an, what's that little option called? or you can adjust the color temperature or whatever to make it a little more warmer for when it gets dark out and it's less strain on the eyes. It's one of those modes where you can kind of change the overall color of the screen here. So I'll go ahead and turn that on. Easy, I think it's called like easy view mode or something like that. I'm not sure if you guys saw the color change. Let's see. Not really. It gives the phone like a more yellowish tint to it, and it really does work. It really is easier on the eyes. All right, so you've got that feature. So there's just a ton of things that this phone does. You can change the themes. You can change just about everything. I mean, Optimus OS. I mean, they give you tons and tons of features and things to change. One of my favorite things is I think LG was probably one of the first devices that allowed us to change our transitions. And this carousel transition is one of my favorites. I mean, just scrolling, I mean, it literally just looks like the apps are getting ready to jump out of the screen at you. It's a very cool 3D effect, if you ask me. So you've got that capability. I mean, just to really personalize your device so that it doesn't look like a lot of other people's phones. You know what I mean? So, getting into applications, Bible app. You guys already know, man. Here, can I get it to focus? There you go. Go ahead and read that verse of the day, man. Get that word up in you. All right? Get that up in you because you definitely need that. All right? Then scroll over to Google. Google Duo. Just open up a few apps just to give you guys an idea of how snappy this device is. Okay? Bam. See that? Google Play Movies and TV. More of an lot of content in that, so take a few more seconds for it to open that up. Android Wear app, you see it just beasted right through that. Google. Okay. Scrolling up and down Google. This is Google Now. I get a lot of news and informations off of Google Now right there. So see, there's some stuff on there that I want to read right now. All right. Yeah, see, this is one of the main sources that keeps me up on a lot of the information that I have for you guys. So here's Maps. You see Maps just opens right up. Okay. And then, you see got a lot of applications open, just breezing right through those applications with no problems. File manager. Boom. What are we in? Okay. Contacts. Let's see. Play Store. Google Drive. You guys get the idea. Yeah, I mean, this phone is just a monster. I mean, I've yet to have gotten it to slow down or stutter. And personally, I don't really think that it will. I mean, it's got excellent RAM management. Another thing, I like the fact that you can change the button configuration. You can add buttons, you can take away buttons. And so typically on Android devices, you've got home, back, and recent. So over here, well, I've got that orientation changed because although I am left-handed, I like to hold my phone in my right hand and I like to use my right thumb to navigate, which is why I've got my phone and messages app right there, so that I use those quite often, and it's easy for me to get to. It's easy access. Messages, it's easy access. Now, you do have one-handed mode. If you want to, get to one-handed mode, you just simply swipe across that bottom bar where the buttons are, and boom, there's your one-handed mode. All right, now you've got easy navigation. All right, if you want to get back to full 6 inches, then boom, you just tap the screen anywhere or just tap the little X right there and then you're done. All right, now I know that the V10 and the V20, it was known for that little secondary screen that they had at the top. Some found it to be a gimmick. Other people found it to be very useful. I thought it was useful, because you get to see little tidbits of your notifications. You can access your quick toggles like your flashlight and all that kind of stuff. Little messages and different cool little things that you can do. Well, they got rid of that particular second screen on the V30 here, but it was replaced by this little floating dock right here. So if you tap on that, then you can access applications. You can get to some of your quick toggles there. If you're listening to music, you can control your music from right there. These are abbreviations for people that I talk to the most. I mean, so if I want to call these individuals, you can program it, and all I have to do is just either tap on that D or that A, that M or L or J, and it'll call those individuals right there on the spot. So little cool things like that come in handy. They're really useful. And then when you want to get rid of it, You just hit the little arrow and it goes right back into the corner right there. And you can change the position on the screen as to where you want that little floating dock to be. You know, Android 7.1.2. You guys already know what that is. Scroll down from the top to get to your notifications. And then this brings you all the way down to your quick toggles. You know, there's a bunch of them. You can hit edit right there to edit them. Drag them to where you want them to be. Hit the check. And then you're all set. Okay. And then I believe if you scroll down mid-screen, yes, some phones allow you to do a quick search when you scroll down from midpoint of the screen, but this doesn't allow you to do that. And maybe that's something that you can turn on in settings. I'm not sure, you know, but I'll definitely find out for sure, and I'll be back with that information in a full pristine review. So that's all I got for you guys. Oh, real quick, camera. All right. Okay, so this is an excellent camera. And you know, the quality is low because I've got the brightness turned down, but as you can see, here's our regular 16 megapixel sensor right there. And then if I hit the wide angle right there, you see that? You see how much more footage I can get in that shot? Standard view, wide angle view. All right, so let's take a picture. All right, you see that? Quick, fast shutter speeds. All right, let's take another picture. Very fast shutter speeds. All right, now we'll go ahead and turn the camera around, take a selfie. You know, here's me with the Essential phone right here recording. You guys already know. Now look at that. Now that's a gorgeous looking photo. Very much improved 5 megapixel sensor. All right. And then, as I mentioned, with the selfie camera, we've also got that wide angle view. So you guys see that? All right, cool. All right, so here is the selfie cam wide angle, selfie cam regular view, and then here is the regular viewfinder picture of my little Android figure over there, and then here's a wide angle shot. Gorgeous looking photos, very detailed, very sharp. Looking forward to taking some more photos and video with this device so that you guys can get a clear-cut idea of the overall quality of the V30 here. So that's all I've got currently right now for the LG V30. Thank you for tuning in to my thoughts and impressions video of it. You know, so far so good with the device, but you guys already know. You know, I'm gonna put it through its paces. Give me about a week and a half, and I'll hit you guys with the full pristine review where I have some detailed real-world usage information. In between that time, in a couple of days or so, I'm going to put out a dedicated camera video, which is going to display still shot images and video from both the selfie camera and the rear facing camera. So definitely stay tuned for that and let me know what you guys think about that. All right. So again, thank you guys for tuning in. You guys already know, if you like the video, smash that thumbs up button. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to expose yourself to tons of videos that I've done like this one. And definitely stay tuned and keep it locked here on Pristine Mobile Tech because I've got much more to come. All right. So you guys already know, man, please stay safe, get spiritually fit. We're living in the last days. I don't have to tell you that anymore. You guys already know that. Keep it pristine in every aspect of your lives. Peace. I'll catch you guys in the follow-up videos.